Hello and welcome to the first video for our Pleasant Valley 15 map. I decided to do this video because what I'm about to show you really can't be explained very well in pictures, but it is our new factory building system. One of the things I've always wanted to do. I'm really excited that the Universal Process Kit by More 2000 is going to expand what we can do on our maps, and this is the first thing, an idea that I've had for, well, since the 2013 version, and it's building our factories actually before we can use them. Today's demonstration is going to be the Lafarge cement factory, and basically when you get to the factory site, as you can see, there is no factory here at all because we have to build it. Explain the building process. It is made up of 3 combined components. You can see on the list here up in the top upper left, we have the foundation, which consists of products to build a foundation, construction, and the stock, which stock is the products that go into the factory to it's like a pre-stocking of the factory before we're able to use it. And those 3 combine for the 4th one called project. The project is the actual building of the factory. Now, we'll go over here. You'll see that there are 3 squares. One of each of these squares pertains to each part of the process. The first one here being the foundation. The foundation takes sand and gravel. When both sand and gravel are put in, it will start producing hourly, start building the foundation. The next one is a construction process. We are going to use boards and stone for the construction process on the cement company. And just another note about the foundation, we would love to have cement in there, but seeing as we're building the cement factory, we can't use it in the next factory. Once you build the cement factory, most of the other factories will have cement as a 3rd building product. Construction may very well contain extra building products in the future or different ones. And then the stock for a cement factory, the 3 products that are used in making cement, sand, gravel, and water, will be used to stock the factory. One other note I wanted to mention is that stock of sand, gravel, and water, and we also have sand and gravel in the foundation. When you put sand and gravel into any of one of these 2 triggers, it will also appear in the other, and if both factories are operating, both parts of the process are operating, it will create both at the same time. This one needs the addition of water, so this will not start processing until water is also available. Whereas this one here, the foundation, only needs the sand and gravel. Now, over here I have lined up, to make this video go a little bit faster, a whole fleet of many of the products that we need to use to build the factory. It will be a lengthy process. We're not going to make it completely easy, but I'll start driving in and give you a demo on how the factory process works. And first we're going to go over to the sand and gravel for the foundation. I have a load of gravel. As you empty your loads, you will see the products appear on the work site. You can see another gravel pile popped up over there. Now let's move on to the next product. I'm going to have to move some vehicles around here. Make sure we don't lag out too much with all the vehicles in one area. Stone. Stone will go into the construction process. We're going to use stone in the construction process. So I will unload some stone. And you can see as well, stone is now on this surface of the building area. I wanted it to be a visually active part of the process as we're building the factory. And the factory process to build this factory, other than moving the materials, if you keep it stocked, it will take approximately 1 week of in-game time to do the whole process. Next project we have, well, next product we have is sand, which we also add to the foundation. Now, because this is the only other product needed for the foundation, once we have sand on the factory site, the factory will start building. So we have some sand in there, and the foundation process is ready to begin building. Let's take a quick look with the next truck, another gravel truck. We'll bring up some gravel. I'm going to keep filling up some gravel and sand so you can get the idea of how much stuff can be shown at the construction site. And at times I will probably be fast forwarding this video to get you past all the boring waiting parts, especially the factory building. I'm not going to make you sit here for 7 in-game days to watch the whole building process, but we will definitely get you started and show you a good portion of the building process. Get more stuff on the factory site. And at this point, I'm going to finish filling these up and show you. We'll come back when all the sand and gravel for this stage is dumped in. Alright, we have quite a bit of sand and gravel, not everything that this will hold, but it gives you an idea. The more we put out here, the piles will continue to appear, but we will get into, we only are 37% full, so it can get quite a bit crowded on this. I wanted to give you a quick stop here to show you the factory building process. When we hit the 8 key, I'm going to speed up fast forward. Every hour, you will notice the sand and gravel turns into foundation. First click, you can see that now we are building the foundation. We have a little bit more construction process going on the surface of the factory site. Now, depending on the size of the factory site, we may have to limit this whole process a little bit for smaller factories, but the larger ones, we can get going with more detail. Foundation process, it's 18,000. We will get some more building when the project reaches 18,000. Also, I like to note that as the sand and gravel are used in this process, they will start disappearing as well. So it gives you a dynamically changing landscape of where the factory stands as you're building it, and it may not look the same depending on which products and stuff you decide to build. The landscape for where the factory is will change based on each section that you decide to do and what order you want to do them in, and so on. And that's the 18,000 and a couple more clicks. It's only the first 3 early stages that show in the process as it's building. And once we get up to a certain point, we'll have more of the factory building, the foundation building process. So basically the foundation building process indicators are going to be that you have cement mixers and you have the barriers set up, and we're getting ready to put down the foundation, and you can see some more pop back up in the back corner there. So the foundation process, that's about as maxed out as the site for foundation is going to look, other than we can still add more sand and gravel to the foundation building process. Over here you can see we do have 30,000, 3% of the foundation is ready. Moving on, we are going to do, let's bring a truckload of water, and we'll get you an idea of the second part of the process, which, as I explained before, the process for water, we already have some sand and gravel left, and we'll dump some water in. Now, as you can see up straight ahead in front of me, as you're unloading water into the factory, we have indicators that the water is on the site as well. For now, it's just the water containers. There's one right there in front of us. We'll grab another water trailer over here. And we'll just put in a couple loads of water. We're going to do some restocking now, give you an idea of what it looks like with lots of water on the site. Alright, a couple loads of water. Let's see how much of the building process we can get done for the foundation. I may have to add some more sand and gravel if needed. We are going to start building the stocking up supplies. Fast forward a couple hours and get some stock going. We'll show you what indicates that you have stock on your building site. There you go. We have some containers and some crates. Now stock is being built, and they will also fill in the site as you are adding more stock. Let's see if we can get a couple more hours in here, and we'll get an idea of a couple of the stock areas. As you notice, we used up some water, so one of the waters disappeared straight ahead. I don't know if you caught that. And once we roll over the next hour, we will see some more containers appear somewhere on the site. There you go, just a yellow one, added stock right there. Just a couple of visual indicators that stock is on the site. If you come over and you are working on that part of the project, you can actually see, obviously you could look at the numbers, but it really gives us a dynamic building of the factory. And the next thing we need for the project would be the construction phase. construction, we just need boards because we already put in a load of stone. So let's go grab a bunch of boards. I will stop going forward for a minute. Boards are made at the Cogent factory by taking wood chips currently. Eventually we hope to change that where we can just run logs through a mill and output our boards. But right now we have to improvise on a lot of things, and this is one of them. We'll call it OSB or particle board, but we just use boards as a general, and you can see as we're loading boards on the site, boards appear. We'll pull it forward, empty the back trailer. And we got more boards appearing over there. They'll appear throughout the site. And you must remember that there is so much more building products that can be shown on this site if you had them all filled before you actually start building any of the processes of the factory. Just for the heck of it, we'll dump all the boards I have. That will be filled, and that will give you an idea of how many boards are on the landscape. So we have some stone, and we'll have some boards for the construction process. Maybe we'll bring in another load of stone. 61,000 stone. Let's see how far we can go. Alright, we've got some boards. All the boards that it will currently hold are on the construction site. And now we can restart the time, and let's build some of the construction. Construction indicators on the site will appear as, we'll see in a second. Don't want to spoil the surprise for you. There you go. We have construction cranes that come in during the construction process. So you can see we have the foundation is still building. We're up to 6%. Construction is at 6,000 with one big crane. We'll bring it up a couple another crane will appear at 18,000, so 2 more hours. There's one of them, 1 more hour to fast forward. And you can see another crane appeared. We actually have all 3 parts of the factory building now with stock at 42,000, 5%. We have construction at 18,000. And we have foundation at 72,000. So there's only one more thing we need to show you. To start, well, there's lots more to show you actually, but the factory isn't actually being built even though we have the products and the tools on the landscape. What you need to do to build the factory is you need to actually come over here by this meter, and you can see it starts building the project. The project numbers going up relatively fast as we use up the products that we have already made, construction products. And as we use them and they disappear, certain parts have been done, so you'll see the different parts of the process also clear out. The cranes being gone because construction is now empty. Construction is stopped, the cranes disappeared. As the other parts disappear as well, building the factory, they will disappear, and eventually which we will soon see as I restock, the factory will start building. Factory has basically 4 building stages. The project and they are at 25, 50, 75, and 100%. So you can see with the only 4% of this project completed, we have a long way to go. And at this point is where I'm going to stop. In the next section, I will fast forward through and show you the whole building process. And if I have to stop to tell you something, we will, but basically it's me unloading a bunch more trucks. So I'll be back in a bit.